What's up, everybody? I'm Jordan Weber. Today we're going to go over some of my favorite exercises to teach when I am teaching mobility. So we have a lot of different exercises we're going to go through, and then I'm going to string together some mobility movements that you can try to perform as a challenge at home. All right, so the first one is the squat. All we're going to do is have our feet about shoulder width apart. They can be pointed out, our toes, or forward. We're just going to sit down and just see where we're at. Okay, if that was hurtful or if we heard some cracking, just keep that in mind. And then from here, we're just going to go side to side, trying to make sure that our heels are down, big toes down, and we're kind of gripping the ground with the arches of our feet. Then from here, what we're going to do is just bring our hands together. Going to open up those knees both ways, and then the bottoms of our feet and toes will go off the ground as we do that. From here, I'm going to bring my hands to the ground. I'm going to slowly extend my knees, keep my head as close as I can to the ground, tuck my chin into my chest, relax here, and then I'm going to slowly come up one vertebrae at a time, and then kind of shake and roll my shoulders out. Breathe a couple times. If you get lightheaded, you can always hold on to the railing or just go to the half kneeling position. Now we're going to go to the Cossack, or the lateral squat. We're going to have a real wide stance with the feet. I'm going to reach forward, and as I do that, I'm going to bend one knee, and the other knee I'm going to keep straight. I'm going to reach forward to counterbalance as I squat down, and then I'm going to switch side. Notice if there's any cracking or movement there that doesn't feel good. Just kind of noticing how the body feels here. Good, so there's our Cossack, or our lateral squat. Now we're going to go to a half kneeling. From here, we're just going to hang out, bring one arm or both arms up. You can do a slight back bend here, and you're going to feel a nice pull of that hip flexor. Okay, and then from here, we're going to bring the back knee off the ground. Same thing. And then we're going to switch side. So this is going to be a nice hip flexor stretch, and then we're going to strengthen it a little bit with the isometric. Good. Okay, now we're going to move to the ground in 90-90. So front leg 90 degrees, back leg 90 degrees. I'm going to line my heel up with my back knee and foot, flex those feet, make 90 degrees everywhere. We're going to hinge over the front leg, so the chin will go over the knee. Arms are out like kickstands. Breathe into that. Notice if there's any tightness here. If not, good. Otherwise, that's going to be a tight area you want to work on. From here, we're going to hinge back up. I'm going to try to lift this back leg off the ground, kind of activating that hip abductor, and then relax. Then from here, we're going to activate the hip flexor by lifting that leg off the ground, and then relax. Now we're going to mobilize that back hip. We're going to abduct, then we're going to rotate. So we're trying to get that leg right there even, and then rotate the other way. One more time. I'm trying to get this straight line. You can rest the foot and then rotate back. Let's go ahead and switch sides. 90-90. Both knees 90 degrees. Hinge forward, chin over knee. Breathe a couple times. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Then from here, back hip off the ground. Activating the back hip abductor. And then front hip flexor. And then a couple rotations of that back hip. So going through internal rotation here to external rotation with hip flexion. So that's your 90-90 positions. Now we're gonna go to a butterfly, classic stretch, but we're gonna try to actively bring those knees to the ground. A couple inhales and exhales here. Okay, then we're going to go to bear sit position. And we're gonna push those elbows into our knees. Feel a nice stretch in the groin. Inhale and exhale, straighten the spine out. And then you're gonna challenge yourself by pushing into the ground and extending the knees into straddle or pancake. Then from here, we're just gonna reach forward. Breathe, walk the hands to the right leg. If you can touch the foot, that's great. If you can get your knee to your forehead to your knee, that's great too. And then switch to the other side. Couple inhales, couple exhales. Now we're going to target the lower back, across the legs. We're going to reach those hands forward. Couple inhales and exhales here. And rock side to side. Reach one way. Reach the other way. And then from here, we're going to go to our hands and knees. We're going to have real wide knees, big toes touch. Sit down, forehead, bridge of the nose on the ground, and then try to get those arms as far overhead as possible. Trying to inhale through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. From here, we'll go to our hands and knees, round the back, tuck the chin. And then you can kind of maneuver here, hip side to side, shoulder side to side. And then we're going to round the back and then extend the back, looking up, arch the back, and then tuck the tail, round the upper back, tuck the chin. You can move forward and back as you do that. And you can do it at the same time, like that, or you can do it one vertebrae at a time. From here, moving to downward dog, hands wider than shoulders, all 10 fingers touching the ground, feet about hip width distance, and then hips up, head through the shoulders, bend one knee at a time. And then we're going to walk those feet as wide as you can and go to our V stance position. And one hand down, one hand up. A couple inhales and exhales here. And then switch side. Couple inhales and exhales here. Both hands down. We're going to walk both hands to one foot and hold. And then walk both hands to the other foot and hold. And then we're going to bring those feet together into a forward fold. Hands behind. Try to get your forehead to your shins. And then from here, drop the arms. One vertebrae at a time. Stand up. If you get lightheaded, hold on to something. Or go to the half kneeling position. Okay, so that is a little basic mobility routine that you can follow. Now we're going to go into some more advanced and technical things. So first we're going to go to the stomach. We're going to get into the cobra position. Hands next to the ribs, toes touch, heels away. Pinch those shoulder blades back. Look straight ahead. Breathe into that. You're going to feel all the spinal erectors turn on here. And then you're going to lift the feet, lift the hands, extend the arms back, bring the back of the hands to the glutes. Maybe you'll feel a stretch in the shoulders. You're going to lift the hands off the glutes and hold. And then we're gonna reach all the way around and forward, thumbs up, and then back. And then we're gonna bring our hands back to next to our hips, go into a cobra. As long as you don't have back pain here, you can move side to side, shoulder forward and back, and then head all the way up and back. Shrug the shoulders down and up, and then slowly come down. So that would be the back extension series. After that, I'd want to go to a child pose. And then you can move cross-side child pose on both sides. Okay. Another advanced and technical series is the Cossack series. So wide legs like a lateral squat. We're going to bend one knee, extend one knee. And then once we get to our bottom point to where the outside of that foot starts to go off the ground, then that's when we want to bring that toe up. And if we have the mobility, we're going to let that heel slide, if you have the mobility, and slowly go down from your calf to your hamstring to your glute. And then you can choose whether to go back up or turn this into a mobility pathway. So I could go back up to Cossack, squat, come down, hold here, then I can proceed to a 90-90 position, which then can become a straddle position, back to a 90-90 on the other side. Then we could rotate that back hip, bring this heel toward our hips into a butterfly, and then bring that opposite knee, rotate, and go to a kneeling position. And then we could go the other way. And then I can bend that back knee to make it more complex. And if you have the mobility, I'm gonna squeeze that heel toward my glute, point the toe, and I'm gonna rotate and use my momentum to shift over the midline. And then from here, I just go kneeling on the other side, or I can go to a 90-90 position. To get back up from 90-90, I need to get into that Cossack position, which means I need to extend one leg, heel up, rotate this back leg up, and then stand up. And then from here, I can go back down, stand up. Now we need to move to the other side. Heel pivots, calf to the hamstring, to the glute, so where I can choose what I want to do next. So we're going to go back to that 90-90 that we've done before. From here, I'm going to bend that back knee toward the hip, use the momentum, and shift back over into a kneeling to 90-90. And then to get into that Cossack, I gotta straighten the leg, rotate, push, and push all the way up. That's a complex series of mobility from basic. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think in the comments and share if you think it's worthy. Thank you.